Great goal. Dion Dublin. Classic header. No more than Coventry deserve. They've been knocking at the door, and now they've found the way through.
It goes towards Best. It's 1-0 to Coventry. The man in the mask has broken the deadlock.
Jamie Allen threads the ball through. Fantastic finish from Matty Gordon. Barely 90 seconds gone.
Good evening and welcome to another episode of Sky Blue Fans TV. I'm Milesy, and we're going to be joined tonight by 4 guests plus a guest from Blackpool. And we're going to be talking about the old trip to Wigan in midweek, which was a bit of a hell of a night, very cold. But we're going to have a little chat about that, some videos and some photos popping up as well. One of our guests has just dropped out at the moment, or is he back in now? He's back in, so that's good. So we'll get our guests. Just before we carry on, I just want to remind everybody: if you are going to Blackpool and you're back Saturday night, or you're not going to Blackpool and you need something to do on Saturday night, head over to the Rialto Plaza in Coventry at 7:30. The doors open to go see Neville Staple from the specials. We did have a competition during the last 7 days, and the winner was Tuesday night. So that was all sorted out. And the answer to the question, which was who did Neville join the specials, that was, of course, Fun Boy 3. So, so that's that competition is now finished. We will have another competition very shortly when we sort out another prize. But we're going to crack on with tonight's show. We've got a few guests lined up. First of all, regular and presenter, and everyone says he always sits on the fence, but I don't think he's going to tonight. But let's wait and see. Welcome, Mark Smith.
Good evening, Miles. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all well.
All good, mate. All good. So we got a little bit of a family affair tonight. So we got Glenn Watkin. Good evening, Glenn.
Good evening, guys. You all right?
Good evening, Glenn.
Yeah, not bad.
All good. All good. And we got your dad, Russ. Good evening, Russ. He's in the dark. Always bad.
I'm in the dark. All right, there I am. Look, there we are. Yeah. Good evening, lads. Good evening, everybody. Yep.
Hi, Russ.
Hi, Mark. Hi, Miles. Have you put them cups of tea down that you had down at half time at Wigan?
Here we go. We're all here now. And so we've got a guest coming on. We've been trying to get him on for ages. He's finally made it. I've seen him at Tongue last week. He has made it. Michael Fetter, good evening, mate. How are you?
You're right, mate. Can you hear me?
Hi, Michael. Yeah,
all good.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. All good. So let's kick the evening off. Then. So bit of a trip going up to Wigan on Tuesday night. Weather was pretty bad. We had a bit of snow when we went live broadcasting just about 7:15, 7:20 on the evening. Mark, did you watch the game at home in the nice warm while we were having cups of Bovril trying to keep warm?
Yeah, I was nice and warm. It's nice and snug. I wouldn't say I was snug. I was warm from the rage of the result. But it was not the result we wanted, was it? Really?
I mean, it was. I thought 1-0 up. I thought we had it in the bag. I mean, we did look quite comfortable at 1-0 up. Although, to be fair, when I look back at it, I do think it was a fair result. Glenn, did you manage to watch the game, mate?
Yeah, I watched it. Watched it on iFollow. So yeah, I'm pretty much the same as you. I think Wigan probably had 30 minutes of good spell against us. Then I think we came into it a bit. Then we came out the trap second half, and they absolutely lost the plot for 10-15 minutes, and we just didn't take the chances. They score, lucky goal. That's just the way things are going for us at the moment. And then we have a crazy stoppage time where we could have had 3 goals, and I still can't work out how Godden shinned that one wide, and now Hamer didn't score because it was just like, that's the way it's going for us at the moment. But yeah, I think it's not as bad a result as people make out. Wigan have Wigan have done decent against some better sides. So it's and an away game in the Championship midweek's never easy. We've always struggled predominantly away games in Championship, especially when we have a 3-game week as well.
I mean, we're absolutely under pressure here, aren't we, with everything that's going on?
Sorry, guy. I think personally it's a poor result. I don't agree with that. I think it's a poor result. We should have won that game. The chance we missed. Yeah, I agree with Glenn said. I think Wigan, to be fair to them, if they keep playing like that, they probably won't. They'll probably will be going down this season, probably the points deduction. But they did show a lot of spirit. But if you're looking to go into the playoffs, these are games you've got to get your 3 points. And 1 point, is not good enough. So I thought it was a poor result overall. But performance-wise was okay. But I think first half we couldn't get a foothold in the game. It was only in the second half where he changed things tactically. He brought on Ben Sheaf and played that extra man in midfield. We actually then started to get a bit more control of the game. And so that's something I'd like to see us do. That's a formation I'd like to see us play on Saturday with that extra man in midfield. Because I think we look a much better team in that formation rather than a loose 10 in Maguire. To be fair, did okay, but I just feel as a team we look better with the extra man in midfield rather than the number 10. But that's just my view.
And Russ, you travelled up there, didn't you? I think I see that you put a message on Facebook. I think you went up there with David Percival, didn't you?
Yeah. We went up with Dave and Gary Bench and the 2 young in the car. Yeah, it was good. I thought we started. To be honest, I thought we started reasonably well for the first 5 or 6 minutes. We looked, on the front foot straight away. But then all of a sudden, we just started giving balls away. We couldn't win second balls. We just completely lost the midfield, and that gave them the belief. Then, they had to go at us. But did you notice they kept stretching us really wide all the time? Both flanks, the guys, McLean, who was absolutely anyway, but the other guy we just stretched the pitch, made it really, really big, and they got at us, and we just sat and they were giving the ball away again, trying to just lump it up to Yock or even Matty. Most of the ball went towards Matty.
Keeps dropping out this evening for some reason. Michael. Can you hear us? What?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, mate.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
No, second half, I thought we were the better side. I thought if we'd have played the whole game the way we did in the second half, and we'd have gone with that sort of formation from the start, I think we'd have actually won that game. I thought they were actually poor, to be honest.
Yeah.
Wigan. And I thought they were there for the taking, and we actually needed the points really bad for if we're going to keep this playoff push going.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was a game where people have been crying out for Maguire to start. He got a chance to start, and it didn't really work. We could see that it wasn't working, and like you said, Russ, when they started to get a little bit confident, they started to put the pressure on. I rewatched the game yesterday afternoon because I had the day off, so I thought I'd watch it again. And they really got a lot of confidence in the first half, especially after 15, 20 minutes when they started to pile the crosses in. And it started to worry me a little bit. Did it you, Russ? Did you find it a little bit worrying when the crosses were coming in?
Yeah, I thought they showed that the better drive and passion for a good 20 minutes there in the first half. And I say it gives them the belief, thinking, we've got we with a bit of squeak, we keep piling. And I don't know why. It was one of them games where everything seemed up for them. The ball was, it's there. They were managing to get a toe, he broke forward or something. It's just one of those games for about 20 minutes in the first half where I'm thinking, well, we had a game like this all season where we've had a run of luck like they've had, but fair play to them. They had a go. They had a good go at us. The pitch was crap, but it was crap for both sides. So you can't put that point as necessarily. But I thought we got dragged into a little bit of a battle, and we just couldn't get a foothold. Sheaf standing as soon as he came on second half, mate, completely changed the game. Completely changed. Gave Hamer a bit more room. He was a bit more expansive, but Sheaf was superb. I thought second half.
Glenn, I mean, I thought I agree with you there, Russ. I thought Ben Sheaf was just different gravy when he came on. We know how good he is. He took control of that midfield. He slotted in just in front of Fadzine, and it sort of worked, didn't it, Glenn? What did you make of his performance when he came on?
I've really impressed him. He didn't look like he'd not played for however. I think West Brom away was his last game. A few games back, he looked really good. Linked up the play.
Yeah.
We saw the best of Hamer. I saw some people slagging Eccles off. I thought Eccles played really well. It was a good ball that he set Bidwell up. I just think the problem, Maguire wasn't the problem. I think it was the system. I think Maguire just behind Vic would have worked. I just think Godden and Vic, especially away from home, they don't work. Godden had enough chances and didn't take them. Vic had one real clear-cut chance, I think, possibly two, and he scored. Godden had 3 or 4, and yeah, it wasn't. And even Maguire, that chance he had, he's done all right. Maguire has. He's just unlucky. It just didn't drop for us. A couple of times, it just didn't drop for us. And then the goal they score, it's a cross, and it could have gone anywhere. And it just goes. The one place Wilson or no one else is going to get near it.
Yeah. And Michael, I mean, Ben Sheaf came on, but also Norton Cuffy came on, didn't he? I mean, what did you rate to his performance when he came on, Norton Cuffy? I thought he sort of livened it up a little bit on our right hand side, didn't he?
Yeah, we did. To be honest, I think that was probably one of his better games when he did come on. I think that's what we needed. We're lacking sort of players that were like livening the game up in the first half, and it just seemed a bit dull. And I actually thought we're in trouble here. If we keep this formation the whole game, we're probably going to end up losing this, or at least get a draw, which we ended up getting, luckily. But I'm glad he changed it, like I say, because if he didn't and liven it up in some way, that would have been different to what it was. And I feared the worst if he'd have stayed with the formation. I'm glad he actually took the knowledge and seen that things weren't working. And everyone, when you're talking about Maguire, he wasn't in his natural position where he was playing. That's what you've got to take into consideration. Do you know what I mean? He's not playing in his striker role. If you're going to give him the chance, give him the chance in striker, not in number 10. I know we're struggling for number 10s at the minute, but for me, I'd be possibly trying. People probably disagree with this, but I'd probably be trying. And I know Hamer can ping a ball, but whilst we've got the lack of Allen, we've got the lack of Palmer, we've got the lack of O'Hare there, I'd be trying to push Hamer forward, because Hamer, at one point in that game, I can't remember when it was, what sort of time of the game it was, but he played one superb through ball from a number 10 position. And that's what we've been lacking in the team for the whole time them three have been out.
Yeah, it was the one to Maguire, Michael. It was the ball that set Maguire up. That was just brilliant through ball. And that's the problem. Godden and Vic don't get that service when we have. And
that's what I'm saying. But with Hamer doing that until the likes of Palmer or Allen come back, why not go for it and push Eccles back with Sheaf?
Yeah, I agree with that actually. Better. I thought I think Hamer's a number 10 is a very good shout, because one of the things I was thinking was if Sheaf comes back, that's an option that Robbins could do. I agree what Glenn says about Maguire, and he's not he's been signed as a striker. That's what he's there for. He's not a number 10, and I don't think he was helped by the system, as Glenn made a good point as well. I just thought it was poor, but I think Hamer's as number 10 is a really good option, because he's by far our most creative player in the team, and I think he's a little bit. His work defensively has been good, but I think his attacking strength is his real strength, and that for me is an option that Robbins could adopt for Saturday's game, because it's an area I feel we do lack. Without the Palmers and O'Hares, we need that spark, that creativity, and I think that's what I'd be looking to do. I'd be looking to utilise him in a more attacking position. That's just my view.
I just want to bring up the conditions that we had to play in on Tuesday night. I've got a little bit of a clip here. Right. I mean, the pitch there, as you can see on the pictures, it wasn't great, and we it down the front of the stands.
They
What
watered
did
the
you
pitch
make to
before.
the? Hey, what? Sorry, Russ.
They watered the pitch. You're saying?
They watered the
Yeah,
pitch. Oh, it
Before we
had
started.
snow on it as well. I mean, how did you make the pitch to look
Yeah, it was
on
drenched.
when you first seen it on telly, Mark? What did you make of the conditions?
And those, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best, obviously, but look, it's the same for both teams. You know, you just have to get on with it.
Well,
you can't.
You were sort of in the middle. You were behind the goal, weren't you? Halfway up, weren't you? We were further to the corner.
Yeah, yeah. I think. I mean, it's not
A few
as good as
internet issues here.
CBS. Yeah.
You say that both teams have to play on it, but yeah, teams have to play on it, but we're going to be used to playing on that pitch. We won't be used to playing on it, and those conditions for the way we play football. Do you think that affected the result?
No, not really, because we had chances to win the game. You can't use that as an excuse, really. I mean, you know, we've played on fairly average pitches at the start of the season. You know, when with all the rugby and all that, so you can't use that as an excuse. I mean, it's a game really. We should have won. We had the chance to win. I mean, fair play to Wigan. I thought they gave it a good go, and once they got that goal, we were the better side. But you can't use the pitch as an excuse. I mean, it's the same for both teams. Yes, it's not perfect, but you know, that's not the reason for the result. We just, you know, we wasn't good enough to win the game. The day we didn't take our chances. Simple as that.
Did you think we started going a bit more long ball?
Glenn, do
you think we started to go a bit more long ball though after a period of time? Trying to beat the conditions, we go longer all the time. I thought instead of playing up to the front man.
Yeah, I think we were trying to play a long ball up to Vic and Vic to bring it down and hold it up and try and get a runner in behind, or he tried to turn everyone. But as we said, the pitch I think was really heavy, and you could see at the end of the game how disappointed the players were and how tired they were because the pitch was that heavy. So you have to try and change the game a little bit, don't you, to take the pressure off. But yeah, I believe they did go a little bit long with it. But Glenn, I mean, I heard on the radio on the way back, I was listening to CWR, and a couple of fans phoned up about and messaged in about Bidwell. How did you rate his performance on Tuesday night? Because he got the assist, great crossing. I thought he played really well on Tuesday night. He's been quite solid, isn't he?
Yeah, I think the criticism I would have, I think it's a heavy pitch and I think it tired our legs out, and they brought 5 subs on. We made 2 at half time, and you saw the impact our 2 fresh legs at half time had. Why on earth we didn't bring Walker on for Godden? We're going to go direct, and they're pushing on against us. Walker's a better out ball, or even Esbrand. He's got pace. I just didn't understand. And Bidwell's played, I think he's played every game for us. He might have missed one. I'm not sure. We played pretty much. I think we just needed to freshen it up, and that's a mistake on Robbins. I think we could have just made a couple of subs and just freshened up. Even Panzo for Doyle. I think Doyle was just getting a bit leggy, and that was just the thing. And they just went for broke, Wigan, and they got lucky. And we've done that a few times, so you can't complain. And yeah, I think the pitch was bad, but it's not good. It's no excuse. We're going to probably have a poor pitch on Saturday at Blackpool, so you just got to deal with it.
Just got to deal with it, yeah. And Michael, I mean, what did you make to in old Mark Robbins starting Burrows and resting Dabo? Do you reckon it's a wise move because we need Dabo on Saturday?
I think it was a wise move, but has he picked up a knock or something? Because he weren't even on the subs bench.
No, he rested him. He just left him at home.
Oh, just rested him. Oh, right, fair enough. No, it was good. I like to see Burrows. I mean, the only full game he's had, I believe, was it Watford? Has he had one more than Watford? Anyone?
Who's that? Sorry.
I want to say
Burrows.
I want to say Luton at home, but I could be
Burrows
wrong.
is on about.
He's not
no,
made many appearances.
that's his first start since Watford. Yeah,
yeah.
that's his
that's what
first
I'm saying.
start since Watford.
First start, yeah.
Yeah, and Watford, he was arguably man of the match, so it was good to see. It was very good to see,
really
and
good.
like looking forward to like Blackpool, I think we actually need to pack midfield out and actually go with one up top. I don't think we should. I think two up top we should just like knock it on the head and start with one up top, because Blackpool battered QPR the same night that we drew with Wigan. So
yeah, I mean 6-1 going into Saturday's game. We'll have a quick chat about that before the Blackpool fan comes in. So I just want to show you this, because this has cracked me up. I don't know if you've seen it today on Twitter. I thought I'd show this tonight, but I was thinking, why have QPR gone to Blackpool and got annihilated against the drew 1-1 with the bottom team? You know, he's okay. It's not bad. It's not the greatest result, but I'll take a draw. But is this the reason why they lost this one?
Right, and I just want to give you full attention. I won't buy it. All right, I won't buy it. There's no point being here and going, you must have died of your life. There's something, a great experience of your life, all right, that I think is worthwhile, all right? So, there's a consultant to come and see you. Yes, Josh?
Gaffer, you win some, you lose some, but what causes a 6-1 defeat at Blackpool?
And I seen that this morning. I thought it was Anton Deck in the background going to do a wind-up or something. I mean, come on. Do you see Clark Salter's face in the background? I bet he's thinking, I wish I'd signed for Cov now.
I think all the faces were like, what the hell's going on here? And I don't know where they found that guy from, but yeah, that's utter. That's something you'd expect non-league, not as a championship club. That was just bizarre.
It reminded me of a scene at The Office, you know, with David Brent, you know, that sort of thing he would do, you know, the American Office. It was like that. It was just so cringeworthy. But yeah, I mean, that was just embarrassing. But, you know, that's their problem. That's not our problem. So we can all laugh.
Michael, what did you make to that? I've seen
yakka,
your
not a
face. I've
hacker.
got you on the bottom of the screen here. Yeah, what was your thoughts of that, Michael?
I think it's speechless.
I felt like I was tripping out. No, I felt like I was tripping out. I didn't know what I was watching. And just bizarre. Can't get my head over that.
He was nearly as good as Tom Grennan, weren't he?
I won't go that far.
Russ, what did you make of that, mate?
I just said that was more of a yakka than a hacker. I don't think he was. That wasn't very impressive, was it? We just sat there going, "Is this a piss take or what?" You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah. Never mind.
Hey, it's not April Fool's Day yet.
ADV does that anyway, apparently.
No. Cov Andy's coming. He says, "What was that, Lo? Just spat cider all over his PC." But I don't know. Right, listen, we're gonna have a quick break, and then we're gonna our Blackpool fan, and we're gonna get the views of John from Seasiders podcast, and he's going to tell us about the amazing 6-1 win they had in midweek. But we're just going to take a quick ad break, and we'll be straight back. Well, good evening and welcome back to Sky Blue Fans TV. I'm Milesy. Don't forget, if you are watching the channel, you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Also, please like and subscribe on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and you can get to all our old content, match reviews, match previews, and even our live streaming from outside all the away grounds we've been to this season so far. So let's introduce our guests again. Mark, good evening, Mark. You all right, mate?
Yeah, very good. Enjoying the show.
Good. Russ, good evening.
Hi. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, okay, thank you, yeah.
And we've also got Glenn, your son. All right, Glenn.
Yeah,
Don't give up your day job.
I won't be
We're gonna have
dressing
to
up as
do
a
that
hacker
tomorrow.
person. Yeah, we'll have to do that. We'll have to do that when we all go QPR away. We'll just all dress up as that bloke in fancy dress. That would just be hilarious.
Good
Yeah,
shout,
it'd be
Ben.
funny.
I'll agree with that.
And then we got Michael Fetter. You all right, mate?
I'll do a different one.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
We'll have that. So what we're going to do, we're going to get our Blackpool fan on now. If any of you have got any questions, then please jump in and ask the questions. Good evening, John. How are you?
No one told me I had to do the hacker when I came on, so I'll just jump off now. I'm not prepared to do that, I'm afraid. I'm very good, thanks.
I don't know if you good. Have you seen the video? Have you seen the video?
Provide me a
the
bit of
QPR?
context to that. Yeah, I'm not really sure what that was all about.
You're not seeing it? Oh yeah, I'll
No.
show you. Yeah, I'll show you. Do you want to have a look?
Oh, the Gareth
Yeah, I'll show
Ainsworth
you
thing.
And I just want to give you full attention. I won't buy it. All right, I won't buy it. There's no point being here and going, you missed a day of your life. There's something, a great experience of your life, all right, that I think is worthwhile, all right? So, there's a consultant to come and see you. Yes, Josh.
Gaffer, you win.
Is that for real? Is that a white?
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
day. That was the day they were travelling up to Blackpool, mate. That's why you won 6-1.
I'll have to buy that. I bet Maori Warrior a pint then. I think. Yeah, I've had the desired effect,
I
innit?
just said to the boys, I was expecting Anton Deck to jump out the curtains or something.
Was he on a wind up there, or is it an actual kind of David Brent style motivational tactic? Do you think it is?
That's
I think it's
motivational. I think.
I think it's
Jesus
motivation.
wept.
Yeah.
They should have stuck with Neil Critchley.
So, John, listen, what a fantastic result you had on Tuesday night. We were stood up in Wigan in the away end, and my mate behind me says,
About a group hug.
"Oh, Blackpool are 4-0. Blackpool are 4-0 up. What's going on? How's that happened then the other night?"
We're all asking ourselves the same question, to be honest. It's kind of we've got that many injuries that Mick McCarthy's been. We've all been saying he's had a lucky dip bag with all the players' names in, and he's just like picking them out and throwing them against the wall, seeing if that sticks. And I think by hook or by crook, he's come up with this team, and it appears to have all the perfect balance of players. And we've only got one fit striker now, by the way. Gary Medine has done his ACL, so we've got Jerry Yates left, and that is it. One striker. And we've got this player called Morgan Rogers on loan from City, and he's a big lad. He's a bit of a unit, but he's a winger, really. So they stuck him up front, and he was brilliant up front. And it's just, we've got this guy called Lewis Fiorini back from Man City. Now, he's a player who can pull strings in midfield. He's back in the fray now. And so it just... Mick McCarthy must have tried about 3 or 4 different formations over the last 3 or 4 games, and this one seems to have clicked and come together. So I think we've scored 6 goals in our last 13, 14 games, and we've scored 6 in a single game. 3-0 up after a quarter of an hour. Couldn't believe it.
Did you like have a headache straight away or something? Because if that was us, I'd definitely a headache straight away.
Well, we were all like pinching ourselves, saying, "Is this real? Is this actually happening?" You know, in a game. I think we've only scored not many goals in our last 6 games. I think 4 as well, something ridiculous like that. We've last 2 games we didn't even have a shot on target, and we've put in a performance like that yesterday. It wasn't just. You know, you do sometimes flat score lines flat. We beat Birmingham 6-1 last season, and it wasn't a 6-1 game. But this was like a 10-0 game. We were that dominant. So
really?
It needed to come anyway, because we were all resigned to defeat and relegation after Bristol City. We lost 2-0 at Bristol City, and a more abject performance you will not see this season. It was absolutely abysmal. So bad. We didn't have a shot on target. They were just clueless, the players. Bristol City were just cutting us open at will. There was no pressing. And it's just so bizarre that we've put in 2 completely different, polar opposite a performance over 2 games. So, it's good that we've put that performance in. It's given us a little bit of hope. And it's a massive game for us this Saturday.
I mean, you started the season off quite well, and you came to us. You had a fantastic game against us, as you always do. I mean, how come you've ended up being in this bottom 3? Do you think? Where do you think it's all gone wrong for you this season?
Well, 10 red cards doesn't help. We've had, I don't know if you're aware of that. We're well ahead of the red card table. We've got an awful disciplinary record, but it's weird because we're not a dirty team. It's just referees just giving instant reds for, 50-50 red cards, making silly decisions. Like at Wigan, we were bossing the game. Marvin Ekpiteta, our centre-half, got sent off. And that's probably the main reason that we're playing with 10 men for a lot of the games, and we've had an appalling injury record throughout the season. So many players out. The fans didn't need to take to Michael Appleton at all when he was appointed. He was not a popular appointment. So Neil Critchley leaving as well, as he did in the summer to put out cones for Steven Gerrard. It was a real shock in the summer, and Appleton had a really uphill journey to win the fans over. He's got Preston connections, which doesn't help. He was our manager in the past and just dumped us, so a lot of people remembered that. Yeah, so those three things really. Terrible injury record, terrible disciplinary record, and a manager that no one wants. But the Coventry game, like you've just mentioned, it was brilliant. We really put on a show that game. I'm sure you admit we probably deserved to win that game, and we'd beaten Preston 4-2 the week before. So we were on an absolute, we were on a crest of a wave, on a high, and then we just couldn't buy a win. We didn't win since we beat you in that game. We've only won 2 games, and one of those recent wins was like 3 games ago. So yeah, it's been a weird season.
And what are the fans like now? I mean, we're bringing nearly 4,000 tomorrow. I think the pitches in it. I think that's the whole of that stand, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, what sort of reception are we expecting tomorrow? Because I mean, I've got a clip here of what we were like the last time we came, and we managed to sing this song, and another podcast pulled us up on it and said something at the end of the game. I mean, okay. that was last season with about 2,000 of us. Now there's going to be nearly 4,000.
A lot of Blackpool fans talked about the Coventry support that game. I think we were quite highly regarded as one of the best away fans at Bloomfield Road last season. A lot of people, there's a bit of a debate in the Blackpool fan community about whether we should be giving the entire east side to away fans. Me personally, I like it. I think it adds to the occasion. It's always better because our main end is the north stand, former Cop, and you don't have away fans down that end unless you get some of the big clubs coming down. And for me, it adds to the occasion because you get a bit of needle, you get a bit of banter, coming back and forth between the north stand and the away fans. And I personally think it adds to the atmosphere. One of our players has said they don't like it when the whole of the east stand's full. They find it a bit intimidating. I thought it was a bit soft, me personally. I say bring it on, bring on the large following, fill the ground out, have a great atmosphere, and it'll just add to the occasion. I think I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, we give a massive allocation as well. When there's teams that come down, they want extra tickets. We'll give them up to 4,500 tickets if they want it. I mean, like you said, it's just going to create just a fantastic atmosphere for both sets of teams. How do you think the Blackpool fans are going to come out? They're going to come out in force now. You won in midweek 6-1.
I would imagine so. Yeah, like I say, after the Bristol City game, there was a massive downer amongst the fan base because we were all like, right, that's it, we're down now, we're done. And had we not beaten QPR the way we have, I think it'd have been quite not subdued, but it wouldn't have been as vociferous if it will be on Saturday. Everyone will be well up for it. I mean, our support has been great this season, considering everything that's been going on the pitch. So the North Stand will be up for it as they always are, and I think it'll be a great occasion. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to it.
And who have we got to look out for on the pitch? Who's because you say you got Madine's injured now, ACL. We've got a couple of those in our team, a couple of ACLs gone. Who have we really got to look out for? Who have we got to be scared of this weekend?
Joey Yates has scored his 10th goal of the season. He scored, did he get 2 against you? I think he did. He's our top scorer.
He did, actually.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
The first goal he scored since scoring those 2 goals, by the way. So, and that was a pen last night. He missed an absolute sitter against Bristol City, but he's more than a goal scorer. He works his socks off. He's tireless. He's skillful. He's 2-footed. He's good in the air. I would say normally Josh Bowler, who we've got back on loan, but he's really not been the same player since he came back on loan. he'll probably be on the bench. He was superb for us last year, and I would have said him straight away. Morgan Rogers, the loanee from Man City, he's a tricky player. CJ Hamilton on the left. He's a bit of a one-trick pony, but the one trick he has is electric pace. Get in behind the fullback, and he'll cut balls in for fun. So he's also one to watch. And finally, Andy Lyons. We've got an Irish right back that we've signed from Shamrock Rovers. Unbelievably scores, I think, 9 goals from fullback in the previous season. He's brilliant. He's a great player going forward. So scored twice at the weekend from a right back. So that's not bad, is it?
No, not too bad at all. Not too shabby. And is there anyone in our team that you're a bit frightened of?
Well, the obvious answer is I can never pronounce his name. The Swedish striker Gyökeres. How would you pronounce his name?
Victor Gyökeres.
Gyökeres, yeah.
Yeah.
I think when we played you at your home game, you had that illness sweeping through the squad, and he was on the bench, wasn't he? I was quite pleased when he came on. Actually, we've got a bone to pick with Coventry. We all went down sick for about a couple of weeks after that. It really knocked us off our stride. So, in fact, let's rewind to the earliest question of why it's all gone off the rails, and it's your fault.
It's our fault. Sorry, didn't mean to.
Carry a load of bells next time. So, yeah, one of your players that impressed me was that little lad called, is it Jamie Allen? Jamie Allen?
Yeah, he's injured at the moment.
Oh, get in, is he?
Superb. Yeah, Jamie Allen. Yeah, we've got a couple of key players out. Jamie Allen, Casey Palmer's out.
Oh, Palmer's out as well, is he? All right, brilliant.
Yeah, and as you know, Callum O'Hare's been out since Boxing Day. That's ACL. He's going to be out till September. So our midfield is quite weak at the moment. So it might be one in midfield on Saturday if he doesn't fill it out. So
right.
Tuesday night we sort of struggled because Wigan filled out the midfield, and then. But second half, Ben Sheaf came on. He's just come back from injury, and you'd never know he'd been injured, to be honest. So I think Ben Sheaf's going to be key for us on Saturday. Lads, anyone got a question for John at all?
John, yeah. Hi, it's Mark.
I'm Mark.
I mean, what sort of style of football does Mick McCarthy? Has he changed much since his appointment, or is it pretty much route one, or is he sort of imagine likes to play on the floor from the games you see?
Right. So. When he became manager, we signed a couple of absolute units at centre half. I think that kind of set the tone. Charlie Good got injured pretty much within the first game. So I wasn't kind of expecting him to play Mick McCarthy football, but he did. That's the way we played. It was kind of really aimless football at times. Just trying to hit diagonals, trying to hit the big men. Sometimes we didn't even play with Medine, who's the traditional target man. Didn't hit Medine. It was just going out wide, bypassing the midfield. We have got this player called Charlie Patino from Arsenal. He's a ball player who wants the ball at his feet, and he was just getting bypassed. The whole of the midfield was getting bypassed. But I think he's been forced to change his philosophy and the way he plays, given the fact we've had so many injuries. And we've been looking to play a bit more football, particularly in the last game. But we didn't against Bristol City. It's been a bit of a mess of formations and tactics, to be honest, under him. But I think he's now finally realised that we have got very good footballers in the team. And he's played literally in the last game quite a reasonable, expansive style, playing through the midfield, getting in the wingers and getting behind the strikers. So if we play like we did yesterday, I think it'll be a good game to watch, and it won't be route one at all. Fingers crossed.
Anyone else?
Do you think there's a possibility, whether you stay up or go down, McCarthy's going to go in the summer? Do you think there's a possibility Critchley comes back? Or is that totally like no chance in hell?
Well, you don't know in football, do you? The way he left a very bitter taste in pretty much every single Blackpool fan's mouth. He didn't say, like when managers go, they'll sometimes say goodbye to the fans, won't they? And thanks for the opportunity, that kind of thing. He just left and didn't say a word. So I think it was pretty unforgivable what he did. We could understand it if he'd have gone to be a manager at a bigger club, but to leave to become an assistant was just weird. And he was a good coach, but we kind of ran out of ideas towards the back end of last season, and we went on quite a bad run. But I don't think he'd be accepted if he was if he was offered the job. And Mick McCarthy's just there to try and keep us up this season. So it'll be interesting to see what we get. But I don't think Critchley will be re-employed given the less than welcoming arms Blackpool fans put around Appleton when he was given his second chance.
Anyone else? I was going to ask this lad that got who he passed away the other week after the Burnley game, was it? Are you all doing a round of applause for him on Saturday? Are you doing anything for him?
That happened. Yes, that happened on Tuesday night. There was 55 minutes. He was 55, Tony, when he passed away, and everyone set up what they called smoke bombs. They're not the actual flares, but the whole of the north stand let off tangerine smoke canisters at the same time. There was like a round of applause, and everyone chanted his name. So it was a really emotional day, and for his family, we're all sat near us, and it looked great. The whole of the north stand was lit up with smoke, and it was like a foggy day, tangerine foggy day, and we were all laughing. It'll just be typical that the game gets called off now. But what a game for Tony and his family, winning 6-1 in a game like that.
Yeah.
So I don't think there'll be anything else in the Cov game. But yeah, it was a terrible event. Really, it puts things into perspective.
Yeah, definitely does. Definitely. Now, listen, what's the weather going to be like? That's the key thing, because a lot of us want to go here on Sunday. If it comes up, there we are. It opens this weekend.
The Pleasure
Beach. So we all want to go there Sunday, and some of our watchers want to see me on the Big Dipper. So I don't know how I'm going to stream that live, but I'll give it a go. But I mean, what's the weather going to be like? Are we going to be able to go on the big one?
If it's windy, no, they shut it if the winds hit certain speed. I believe Valhalla is reopening this weekend, which is a Nordic Viking ride, but you get really, really wet on that. So maybe save your poncho and take it to the match with you. It's probably going to be pissing it down. You're undercover anyway, at least. Don't know if you've been to Blackpool about 10 years ago. We didn't have, just for the Premier League, didn't have a stand, didn't have a roof on that stand. It was a temporary golf stand. Slightly better now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And then where can fans expect to go? Because there's already fans up there. I've seen some videos today of them on the seafront. One fan, I don't know if everyone else seen it. I didn't upload it, but there was a guy dressed in a black dress skipping up the road with an umbrella in his hand. I don't know what that's all about in the middle of Blackpool. I don't know what we're expecting, but I mean, what can fans expect? Where, like, pub wise, where to go to eat, which is nice. Is there good Weatherspoons or
So
anything like that?
The advice I always give to away fans is go to the there's those spoons opposite the South Pier called the Velvet Coaster. It's a 3-level Weatherspoons, and it's got a sun terrace on the top. Probably the best Weatherspoons you'll ever go to. It's got a sea view overlooking the sea. It's open, like fires downstairs, decent prices. If you want to go near the ground, Bloomfield Road's a great ground for pubs. There's loads around the ground. I think the official away fans pubs are the Old Bridge and the Manchester Castles near a town as well.
Manchester.
If you want to go to a decent old school pub, go to the Dog and Partridge. It's just a proper drinkers pub. Cheap beer. It's good beer as well. The Bloomfield Club is where we normally go on match days. That's like an old working man's pub club type thing. Cheap beer. You do see away fans in there. You just don't be dicks and you'll be fine. I'm sure. Not that I'm saying you are, but just there's loads of options. So let's go to the Spoons. It'd be my number one recommendation. It's near the Pleasure Beach as well.
Oh, cool, brilliant. So listen, right, we're going to get on with the scores then, because so we're going to start with. Let's start with Russ. Give us a score for Saturday. Can you hear me?
He's muted.
He's gone all quiet. Yeah, he's got it.
He's muted in his crypt. There you go.
Paracut. We'll go with Glenn. Glenn, go with you first, Glenn, then. Give us a score, mate, Saturday.
A really hard one to score. I think it could be a crazy like 3-2 job either way. Hope Cov win 3-2 because if we don't win it, playoffs are gone. I think there'll definitely be. I'm going to be silly and say this. There'll definitely be goals. I cannot see it being a 0-0 game, just with what both teams have to play for and the way they play. So there'll be goals. I think we might nick it 3-2.
Okay. Michael, give us a score, mate.
I'm going 2-2.
Oh, sitting on the fence.
Yep, 2-2.
Okay. Russ, are you back?
Yeah, I was just lingering in the background waiting to get my score in. I think we're going to do a reversal on Blackpool. It's going to be a 6-1, I think, on Saturday. Definitely. No, 2-1.
Oh, mate. 2-1. Okay, brilliant. Mark?
This might surprise some people, but I'm going to sit on the fence in this game and go 2-2 as well. I agree what Mr. Feta said. I think it's going to be a hard game. I think it'd be a good atmosphere though. Whatever happens, I think it'd be like a cup final type of game, won't it? Because both teams need the 3 points for different reasons. So I think it's going to be a really good game. I think we can win, but I think Blackpool will be buoyed by that fantastic win against QPR. So I think it's going to be a really tough game. A couple of weeks ago, I thought we should get 6 points for Wigan and Blackpool, but now I'm thinking not so sure. Now I think a point's not a good result, not a good result for either team in fairness. But I'm going to go for 2-2. I think for this one.
Okay, and John.
My head says 1-1, but my heart's saying 2-1 to Blackpool, so I'll go with 2-1 to. I've said that the other way around. I think my sensible head thinks it's going to be a 1-1 draw, given the fact you've drawn a lot of games and we have. But my heart's going for 2-1 because it's a game it's not a must win, but it's a game where we really have to win to close the gap. And we've had a good record against Coventry in recent time. So I'll go for a 2-1 win to the Pool.
Okay. Well, this is, you know what? I'm that excited. I am that excited. I can't wait. It's going to be great. I'm going to go 3-0 Cov. I'm going 3-0 Cov. I think that we're due a win. We're definitely due a win. We drew last Saturday. We drew Tuesday night. I think we're due a win, and I think with the amount of fans that are coming up, I think there'll be a few sneaking into the home end as well. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go for a 3-0 win, I think, and I reckon Hamer and Vic will score 2. Hamer will get us one. There's something about it. I don't know.
I think I'll caveat mine. If Mick McCarthy tries to, what he's been doing in a lot of his games is play for a 1-0, like keep it tight, 0-0 for 75 minutes and then try and nick one. If he sets out like that, we'll lose the game. I'll probably say 2-0 to Cov. If we set out like we did on Tuesday night, I'll say we'll win 2-1. So it all depends on the team selection. He's been doing some stupid, crazy things, so it'll come clear on at 2:00 on Saturday, I guess.
Well, we've got some scores in here from Cov. Andy says 2-1 City. Obviously, these are all going to be Coventry City, I'm afraid, John. But and then we got Abigail. 3-2. Adabal, sorry. What did I say? Abigail. Oh, sorry, yeah. Adabal, sorry. I didn't mean to pronounce your name wrong. 3-2. So, yeah. I just think it's going to be exciting. Now, before you go, the pitch was awful Tuesday night for us. You played Tuesday night. What's your pitch like?
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ever since Simon Sadler, our new owner, took charge, it was his priority to sort the pitch out. So it's like a carpet. I think they still play rugby league, don't they? At Wigan. So I was going to ask you actually, was their game plan still just to get wingers down and put crosses in? Is that all they did all game?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all they do.
Yeah.
So all
they got a lot of corners. Yeah. A lot of corners and tried to get the ball in, but I think they probably was looking at some of our previous games where we have struggled with crosses or long throw-ins, things like that. So I think they've been watching a couple of the games, especially probably they watched the Wrexham game over and over and over again because we were bloody awful at set pieces. So
is that where you're vulnerable then? Because we scored 2 goals from corners on there Tuesday night.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier on. Yeah, we've seen that you scored two from corners earlier
We've not
on.
done that all season, by the way, so you might be all right. QPR were just so shit. They were appalling. They were so bad.
Yeah, I think if we turn up, I think we'll be all right. But we've got to turn up, and I think we will for the travelling support. To be honest with you, it's one of them, I reckon. So, well, thank you for coming on, John. Absolutely superb. Thank you very much. And if good luck for the rest of the season after Saturday.
Yeah, so, same to you.
And we hope you stay up because if we don't go up, we can come up again next season.
Well, it's always a good away day, isn't it? Blackpool away, first one on the calendar. So, hope you all have a good time anyway. Enjoy yourselves. Apart from the 90 minutes, obviously.
Okay, no problem.
Thanks, John.
You take
Cheers,
care.
guys. See ya.
Cheers, John.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely superb. So, that was a good little chat, weren't it? Absolutely fantastic. What did you take from that, Mark? Anything you took from that at all?
Oh, I just took the fact that I think it's going to be a hard game Saturday. I think they're going to be their confidence is going to be sky high after that win against QPR, and they have got some good players. I mean, look, they turned us over early in the season, so it's we don't want to be turned over again. It'll be interesting to see how we sort of are set up tactically. I quite like the idea of playing, sort of 3-5-2 formation, or the one up front. I'm kind of happy with either way. I expect Blackpool to come at us quite hard. We'll try and attack at us first 15, 20 minutes, and if we could just try and hit them on the counter attack, I think that's where we can play our best. So that's the thing. So I think it'll be a tough game. I'm just a bit worried about the fact that they've got a really good wing, and I'm hopeful that we can put on a much better show than what QPR did.
Yeah. And Russ, what did you take from that?
They've had tough times as well as like us. In the past they've had some bad owners in the past, like we have, and I wish them every success. Blackpool's a club that's been renowned through football life, so not on Saturday though. I think the likelihood of them repeating that on Saturday is pretty low, I should imagine. Now, they ain't going to convert as many chances as they did the other night. Again, like Mark said, I think they'll come at us strong because they'll be buoyant from the other night. So we can defend reasonably well, can't we? We're usually pretty good. Now, counter-attacking is our forte. But again, in the second half at Wigan, we came out on fire, didn't we? And had a go once to say the change was made. So on our day, we say many times we can give anybody a game. I know we've had our ups and downs as per usual football, but I'm quite confident on Saturday. To be quite honest, I think now's the time to impose ourselves on Saturday again.
Yeah, I think if the pitch is all right, I think we'd be quite up for it. To be honest with you, I just think Tuesday night the pitch was really heavy, and I thought it really played a massive effect on our game itself. Glenn, did you take anything from that at all?
It's going to be a tough tie, which I think anyone who thought the Hull, Wigan, and Blackpool were going to be walking the parks was silly. Hull have been on a good run. Wigan have got good results against good teams. Blackpool, I think they're 7 unbeaten at home now, and they've took points off some good sides. I think the advantage we've got is I think you've got to take Tuesday out of the equation for them. That was a freak result. They scored 6 goals from 8 shots on target, and all the goals came from either corners, set pieces, basically, or a penalty. That's kind of freak. They didn't really carve QPR open in open play. They come and have a go at us, they're going to leave us space. The problem is we need the players to attack them, and I think he's right. We shut the midfield off, we control the game, and we then say to them with 20 minutes to go, how bad do you want to win the game? Because if you want to have a go at us and throw bodies forward, play into our hands. We can stick Walker on, we can stick Esbrand on. We've got pace then to break on them, and we've got. But the problem is, if we sit and let Patino and Florin, whoever they've got, we let them ping the ball around with space, they'll murder us. But
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
they let Hamer have time on the ball, they'll let Sheaf do. We can cause them problems. So it's a 50-50 game. I think it depends. I think the first goal is massive. Really is massive on
Yeah.
Saturday. And we just got to knock the
Definitely.
wind out of ourselves. Not give them an
Yeah.
early goal. Early goal, the place is going to be bouncing.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And Michael, I mean, we've conceded 4 goals in the last 8 games. So we've had 4 clean sheets, conceded 4 goals.
Yep.
We're going for a ninth game unbeaten. Did you take anything from the conversation?
I just know it's going to be a difficult game. I didn't really take anything from that conversation itself in general. I know Patino's a good player. I'm worried about him. He always causes problems whenever we play them. And Jerry Yates as well, same with him. I just think that we need to pack out a midfield. I think personally, if there's any way that it's viable to do so, obviously, because we're so short on midfielders at the minute, pack out the midfield and put one up top, because I can see that being the only way that we're going to get the actual result we want out of the game. I think if we go with two up top, I think we're going to leave gaps for them to actually get into and cause us problems. And I don't want that to happen again. I don't want it to be a reoccurrence of the last 2 games, which, yeah, there were hard games, as Glenn said, and they have been doing well, both teams, but really both teams didn't really go for it against us. Like, they didn't. We looked the better team in both games, is what I'm trying to say, and we should have got 3 points from both of them games. So I don't know. It's going to be a difficult one either way.
Yeah, I think the midfield's key for us on Saturday. I agree. I think for me personally, I'd go one up top this weekend, and I just think Vic is just a different monster on his own. But I do believe we can win this on Saturday. So just a couple more things before we finish off this evening. There's a couple of pictures going round about Blackpool for the weekend. So if you've never been, this is the ground. So the away end entrance is on the right-hand side of the ground. So it's not on the new side of the ground, it's on the old side. So it's the opposite side to the sea. And there's 2 entrances. So you can go in, let me just move that banner so you can all see it. So you can go in away turnstiles 18 and 21 to the right-hand side of the ground. And then 22 to 25 is on the left-hand side of the ground. There's a couple of roads behind the ground. Now, 2 roads behind, we parked there last season and there was no parking restrictions. So if you get there early enough, you might get in there. So that just gives you an idea of where the ground is. It's not too far from the seafront, literally 5-minute walk. And yeah, it's pretty smart actually. There's a little hotel on the corner and everything. That's a travel lodge there on that corner there. So happy day. So if you are going, there's a couple of little information for you. A couple of comments. Not comments, sorry. A couple more pictures. I just want to show a couple of pictures from Tuesday night. So we went up with the Sky Blue Tavern. If you've never been with the Sky Blue Tavern before, they do a coach from the Sky Blue Tavern, and you can if you go on an evening game, you get a beer, you get a chicken burger and chips or a beef burger and chips, and you get your coach. And this week it was £27. We had a little bit of a crack on the bus actually. Someone bought a toy from the service stations on the way up, a butterfly, and we were putting on people's heads, and every time they put it on their heads, we were singing, "He's got a butterfly on his head." And then after he had it on his head, everyone went, "Whoa!" Till he went to the next person, and then we all went, "He's got a butterfly on his head." All right, it's really good because it's only a small coach. It weren't a big coach; it was one of them small ones, 38 seater. It was absolutely cracking. So we had to stop at the services. Anyway, our Ken had a butterfly on his head. So we thought, and he was loving it. He was absolutely loving it. He had a seat to himself, and he had a cracking time. And then on the way back, so we went to Preston a couple of weeks ago. On the way back, we met Mark Robbins, but we only went and done it again, didn't we? We stopped at the same services, Keel services, because the bus we had didn't have a toilet, so we had to stop quickly. And lo and behold, Victor Yokeres was there at the services, and we all had our pictures took. So there's Ken, there's Will, my cameraman, and there's me. How tall he is! Oh, look how small I am. You mean? But yeah, absolutely brilliant. So listen, if you ever come in with us and we've got the smaller coach, we stop at Keel services on the way back, and you never know. And I tell you what, everyone was tired on the way to the services, but after that, right, it was buzzing. The whole coach was just talking about it. But guess what? There was 5 people on the coach didn't get off, so they didn't get a picture with Vic. So there's everyone on the bus going, photo, look at me photo. And there's 5 people on the bus, didn't get one. They were gutted. So as a right, shouldn't have stayed on the bus, should they? So who's going then Saturday? Who's going? Come on, who's going? Glenn, are you going?
Yeah.
Yeah. Russ, you going?
Yeah, he's going. He's going.
Yeah, he's going. Mark, are you going?
No, I'm not. No.
Oh, Michael, are you going?
Of course. Got my flag as well.
Oh, good lad. You won't have anywhere to put it.
Okay.
Hey,
Put it out my hotel room window.
Oh yeah, that'll do. Yeah. Hey, listen, right. I'm worried about Oggy, Clive, and Martin Winch. Because I don't know if you know the stand, but the commentators' boxes are in the middle of the stand. So last year when we were there, all the fans were trying to jump on Oggy and celebrate with him when Cov scored. So God help them this year, with nearly 4,000 of us in that stand. You ain't going to be able to hear them commentating on Saturday. It's going to be that loud. So you may as well come up, Mark. You may as well come up.
Oh, I'll do my best, sir. Don't worry.
I
do feel like I do feel like I'm missing out, but I'm more looking forward to the Stoke game next game, and I think I'll make an appearance at QPR away. So that's my next away game on my list of travelling, which is a slightly local game for me. But I need to do more northern games. So yeah, but I'm a bit jealous of all you guys going out to Blackpool. It sounds like it's gonna be a cracking day, definitely.
I don't know if you can get there, but I might be able to get a ticket if you can get them upgraded. I don't know if you can or not.
What do you mean?
Because it's a kid's ticket.
Oh yeah, because Porsche's not well. Come on, Mark. Come on, Mark. You got to come. You got a ticket. I've
got to ask him first, like, but I can
organise travel.
Mark, you've got a ticket.
Come on. You can have a butterfly on your head.
You can have a butterfly on the head, yeah. Come on, Mark. You got to come.
You can have an ice cream on the beach, and you can have fish and chips and get attacked by seagulls, Mark. How can you resist that offer?
Come on, you've got to. You've got to.
Well,
get in your new car. Get in your new car and come up.
Get in that Tesla you've got.
Yeah, I'll get my Ferrari out. Don't
worry. So just a couple of quick questions have been quite thin on the ground tonight, but because everyone's up in Blackpool, I think. Joe Kelly said good evening, and Mark Harrington, yeah, good evening, Mark. I'll see you tomorrow night, mate. He's not. Mark's saying he's not the only short one around. Yeah, you're right, Mark. I am short compared with Victor Gyökeres anyway. Listen, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on tonight. Have you all enjoyed it?
Yeah. Always, mate.
Yeah, brilliant. So thank you, Russ. Thank you very much indeed. Glenn, thank you. And thank you, Michael, for coming on. I'll see you Saturday. Glenn, Russ, see you Saturday. Mark, see you Saturday. Get on that motorway. Yeah. Come on, do it. Do it.
Rock.
Come on, you got to do it. You've got
to. We'll see.
Listen, play up Sky Blues, everyone. Let's go for the 3 points on Saturday. Don't forget, everyone, I will be live and Ken will be live from Blackpool Saturday. We're going to try and do about 5 live streams on Saturday. So if you're not coming, keep a lookout, subscribe to our channel, get an alert coming through when we go live. So we're going to be doing all sorts all throughout the morning and the afternoon with the lead up to kickoff. So like and subscribe, get the notifications on. And Ken and I are just going to be giving you Blackpool in your living room. Okay. So play up Sky Blues, everyone. Thank you for watching. Absolutely superb. And let's hope we bring home the 3 points at the weekend. See you later, everyone.
Cheers, pal.